Good morning and assalamu alaikum to all of you. Welcome to the first episode of Red and Black. I am Ali Ghazi and this is my co-host Mustabshira Taqdees.
We are gathered here today to collectively embrace the power of emotions. To express and to feel is what makes us human. Cowasjee Pens, Act One Society, Public Speaking Society, and Library Talks all have collaborated to present to you Red and Black theatre reading. As revered drama theorist Augusto Boal once said, we must all do theatre to find out who we are and to discover who we can become.
Episode 1 consists of performing your favorite piece of literature. It could be from either your favorite book, poetry, TV show, or a book. We hope you enjoy the lineup of performers we have for today. Our first performer today is the one and only Maryam Tariq, who will be performing an abstract from Dead Poets Society.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Maryam Tariq and I will be reading a dialogue from Dead Poets Society. They're not that different from each other, are they? Same haircuts, full of hormones, just like you. Invincible, just like you feel. The world is their oyster. They believe they're destined for great things, just like many of you. Their eyes are full of hope, just like you. Did they wait until it was too late to make from their lives even one iota of what they were capable of? Because you see, gentlemen, these boys are now fertilizing daffodils. But if you listen real close, you can hear them whisper their legacy. Go on, lean in. Listen, you can hear it. Carpe, hear it. Carpe diem. Seize the day, boys. Make your lives extraordinary. We don't read and write poetry because it's cute. We read and write poetry because they're members of the human race. Because we are the members of the human race. And the human race is filled with passion. And medicine, law, business, engineering. There are noble pursuits and necessary to sustain life. But poetry, beauty, romance, love, these are what we stay alive for. To quote from Whiteman, "O me, O life," a question of these recurring of endless trains of faithless, of cities filled with foolish. What good am I these, O me, O life? Answer that you are here, that life exists and identify, that an identity, that the powerful play goes on and you may contribute a verse. What will your verse be? No matter what anybody tells you, words and idea can change the world. Thank you.
That was absolutely incredible, Maryam. Next, I would like to call upon Areesha Mahar for delivering a speech.
Finally, I'm not a rat. I've never ratted in my whole life. I've faced assassination attempts. I've faced imprisonments. I've always been a man of crisis. Today I'm not ratting, but I'm leaving a Security Council. I find it disgraceful to my country and to my person to be here a moment longer than it is necessary. But I'm not boycotting. Impose any decision. Have a treaty worse than the Treaty of Versailles. Legalize aggression, legalize occupation, legalize anything which has been illegal up to 14 December 1971. But I will not be a party to it. We will fight. We will go back and fight. My country hearkens for me. Why should I waste my time here? In the Security Council. I will not be a party to the ignominious surrender of a part of my country. You can take your Security Council. Leave it.
Okay, wow, Ali, did you hear the strength of Areesha's voice echo through the walls?
Yes, it was indeed an amazing execution. A round of applause for Areesha.
Next, I would like to call on Manahil Bashir for her performance. My name is Manahil. Today I'll be reading A Woman's Thought on Normality and Depression. I'll start now. I wake up and perform the usual rituals. Brushing my teeth, getting dressed for work, going into the children's bedroom to wake them up, making breakfast for everyone, smiling and saying how good life is. In every minute and gesture, I feel a weight I can't identify. Like an animal who can't quite understand how it got caught in the trap. My food has no taste. My smile, on the other hand, grows wider so that no one would suspect. And I swallow my desire to cry. The light outside seems grey. I'm thinking that I'm headed out of the indignant, hopeless phase and straight into apathy. And does no one notice? Of course not. After all, I'm the only person in the world admitting that I need help. This is my problem. The volcano has exploded and there's no way to put the lava back inside. I don't deserve this. I've always tried to meet everyone's expectations, but now it's happening. And I can't do anything about it except take medication. I don't have an obsession to occupy my mind, for example, dieting or being OCD, or finding fault with the cleaning lady who arrives at 8. I can't rent my frustration on my children trying to be a super mom because my children would resent me for the rest of their lives. Another day, I go off work and again see the neighbor polishing his car. Wasn't he doing that yesterday? Unable to resist, I go over and ask him why. It wasn't quite perfect, he says, but only after saying good morning and noticing what a pretty dress I was wearing. I drop the conversation and end up asking what he thinks people are looking for in life. Oh, that's easy though. Being able to pay their bills, buying a house like yours and mine, having a garden full of trees, having your children and grandchildren over for Sunday lunch. Traveling the world once you retire. Is that what people want from life? Is it really? There's something very wrong with this world. Thank you.
That was so beautiful. As a great philosopher, Alain de Botton has said, the moment we cry in a film is not when things are sad, but when they turn out to be more beautiful than we expected them to be. Well done, Manahil. Now I'd like to call Shahman, who
For
will
his
be...
monologue from Interstellar.
Yeah.
I'll be needing help from Ali Ghazi to play a robot. Thank you, Ali Ghazi, for agreeing. Start. Don't you get it yet, Taos? I brought myself here. We are here to communicate with the three-dimensional world. We are the bridge. I thought they chose me. They didn't choose me, they chose her.
What for, Cooper?
To save the world. All of this, the one little girl's bedroom, every moment, it's infinitely complex. They have access to infinite time and space, but they are not bound by anything. They can find a specific place in time. They can't communicate it. That's why I'm here. I'm gonna find a way to tell Murph, just like I found this moment. Love, Towers, love. It's just like Brent said, my connection with Murph, it is quantifiable. It's the key.
What are we here to do?
Find out and tell him. The watch. That's it. We cut out the data into the movement of the second hand. Towers, translate the data into Morse and feed it to me.
Cooper, what if she never came back for it?
She will.
How do you know?
Because I gave it to her.
That made electricity run through me. That was absolutely impeccable. Now I would like to call upon Neel for her monologue from Macbeth. Please give her a hand.
So this requires a little context. Macbeth is about what happens when ambition goes unchecked, right? So Macbeth is one of the king's nobles, and he decides to kill the king. And his wife is the one who actually forces him to do it. At the end of the day, Macbeth's wife, Lady Macbeth, is so overrun by guilt that she starts sleepwalking and wondering about what she could have done differently to prevent this. Yet, here is a spot. Out, damn spot, out. 1, 2, why then? It's time to do it. Hell is murky. Fee, my lord, fee. A soldier and a feared? What need we fear? Who knows it, when none can call our power to account? Yet, who would have thought the old man to have so much blood in him? Here's the smell of blood still. All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand. Oh, oh, oh. Wash your hands, put on your nightgown. Look not so pale, I tell you. Again, Banquo's buried, he cannot come out of his grave. To bed, there's knocking at the gate. Come, give me your hand. Give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed.
Wow, that was
Wow, that was synchronized.
Now we would like to call upon Ahmed Mirza, who will be reading out a monologue by a serial killer.
Now, a little context first. This serial killer, his name is Faiz Ahmed, and he's a comic book villain. He's part of the Marvel universe. His nickname is Carnage. Now, this is his monologue. Well, let's begin. My name is Faiz Ahmed, and I kill people, and I love it. I know 9 million ways to kill a body, and I love every one of them. All dull day, every day, right up until I hit the hay, I think of bodies. Bodies slit right up the middle and shared across 100 nice little gardens. And when I sleep, I dream of ways to kill a body that ain't nobody thought of yet. And occasionally, I dream of Mom and Pop squirting into that old garbage disposal and just grinding and gnawing on the old man's skull. Talking of days, no. You're probably asking, why do I kill? Well, simple answer. It's pretty. Waking up in the morning and knowing you're going to kill someone, it's a beautiful thing. Makes me feel like a gunship, like my engine's only turning over when I'm moving and killing. Makes me feel like God on the first Monday morning. I kill because it makes me feel like I'm on TV, with my own personal soundtrack, like JFK, brains on the leather and pretty blood on his pretty wife. JFK, NBK, KKK, and his pretty wife, now think of it, all wet and humiliated, crawling in front of the whole world. I like that too. When I was a kid, my favorite movies was the Bhutto film. I ain't inspired by the media, I inspire the media. I got video games and toys and comic books just because I can kill a body better than anyone. You wouldn't believe the hundreds of different ways a body dances once a bullet's been put in it. The songs they sing when you cut their throats. The patterns they paint when you make them squirt. It's art. It's all art. It's a dull old world on the surface, ain't it? All gray and nondescript. But that's a lie. Scratch the surface and you reveal the real world. All red and raw and senseless. And that's the world I like. The world I show you when I kill. The world I am. I am that man. Eating human sandwiches at the bus stop, making Jeffrey Dahmer eyes at the nice young boys, John Wayne Gacy hands are twitching. I am those kids burning dogs and hobos in the dark alleyway. The woman cutting a hole in the tight to bed Mr. Goodbar and inserting a vacuum cleaner tube in his stomach. The wife shoving broken glass down the husband's throat. I'm the American flag on fire. The founding fathers crucified for a chat show. Lies. Cursed lies in government. I'm the end of the world as we know it, and I feel like a drunk. I'm chaos. Chaos, and the rest of the world won't admit it. That it's just like me. And because of that, the world is worthless. It's dirt on my heel. Love means nothing. It's a planet of mannequins filled with blood, and they may as well be torn up and burst and stamped on, because what else are they good for? Apart from making noise and being nice and making more stupid little mannequins that sit still for lies on TV and kissy garbage. I've told you about the worst things in the world because that's what the world's made of. Everything is sick, and I'm getting through to you. Am I getting through to you? Everything is sick, and I love it. You see, I'm not mad. Chaos isn't mad. I've shown you the real you. Shown you chaos. And hopefully you went insane. But killing chaos, you can't kill chaos. And you can't keep it locked forever. Thank you.
That was incredible, and I never thought that a serial killer monologue would be terrifying in such a good way.
अब अली अब्बास अपनी शायरी और अपने अंदाज के जरिए इस महफिल में चार चांद लगाएंगे.
जिस देश से माओ बहनों को अगियार उठा कर ले जाएं, जिस देश से कातिल गुंडों को अशरार चुरा कर ले जाएं, जिस देश की कोर्ट कचहरी में इंसाफ तकों पर बिकता हो, जिस देश का मुंशी काजी भी मुजरिम से पूछ के लिखता हो, जिस देश के चप्पे चप्पे पर पुलिस के नाके होते हो, जिस देश में जान के रखवाले खुद जाने ने मासूमों की, जिस देश के हाकिम जालिम हो, सिस्कियां न सुने मजबूरों की, जिस देश के आदिल बहरे हो, आगे न सुने मासूमों की, जिस देश की गलियों कूचों में हर सिमत फहाशी फैली हो, जिस देश के हर चौराहे पर दो चार भिखारी पलती हो, जिस देश में रोज जहाजों से इमदादी ठेले गिरते हो, जिस देश के ओहदेदारों से ओहदे न संभाले जाते हो, जिस देश में सादा लो इंसान वादों पे ही ढाले जाते हो, उस देश के हर एक लीडर पर सवाल उठाना वाजिब है, उस देश के हर एक हाकिम को सूली पे चढ़ाना वाजिब है, सूली पे चढ़ाना वाजिब है.
I literally had goosebumps to Shakespeare, didn't you?
Yeah, exactly.
It was an amazing performance.
Next, our co-host, our beloved Ali Ghazi, is going to be performing. Give him a huge round of applause, everyone.
My name is Ali Ghazi. And today I will be sharing with you guys a speech of Annalise Keating. It's from a TV show called How to Get Away with Murder. I'm no victim. USA Lennox was right about that. But that's the only true thing he said today. So here is the truth about me. I've worn a mask every single day of my life. In high school, it was a smile that I faked to get boys to like me. In law school, I wore heels, makeup, and a wig. And at the law firm, I changed my name to sound more New England. Then, when I got married, I threw myself into becoming a Keating. And it was all to create a version of myself that the world would accept. But I'm done. Instead, I stand before you, mask off, to tell you the God's honest. I have done many a bad thing. I've coerced witnesses, got clients to lie on the stand, bullied students to tears, manipulated jurors like you. But those are not the crimes I'm being tried for. It's murder, and I am no murderer. What I am is a survivor. I survived getting taunted by the N-word when I was in grade school. I survived the sexual abuse by my uncle when I was 11. I survived losing my first love, Eve, just because I was scared to be gay. Then the death of my son in a car accident, the murder of my husband. Then alcoholism, depression, grief, and every single death that led to this trial. But today, you decide, am I a bad person? Well, the mask is off, so I'm going to say yes. But am I the mastermind criminal who pulled off a series of violent murders? Hell no. What I am is a 53-year-old woman from Memphis, Tennessee, named Anna Mae Harkness. I'm ambitious, black, bisexual, angry, sad, strong, sensitive, scared, fierce, talented, but exhausted. And I am at your mercy.
That was so powerful and so moving. Thank you, Ali Ghazi. Next, we would like to call upon our debate coach, Sir Nayel, and who will perform a monologue from Hamlet. Give him a clap.
Thanks guys, I was hoping to be the only one reading Shakespeare today, but I have been preceded by one of, I think, our best performers. So I'm going to try and keep up with you, Neel. It's an attempt. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing, end them, to die, to sleep. No more. And by a sleep, we say, end the heartache and the 1,000 natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished, to die, to sleep, for a chance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come, when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There's the respect that makes the calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of despised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns that patient merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietus make with a bare bodkin? Who would fardels bear, to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveller returns, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others that we know not of. Thus, conscience makes cowards of us all. And thus, the native hue of resolution is sicklied over with the pale cast of thought, and enterprises of great pith and moment with this regard their currents turn awry and lose the name of action. Thank you.
Truly, it is easier to bear the evil that we know rather than the evil we do or not. Thank you, Sir Nayel, for that rendition of one of the Bard of Avon's most complex characters.
Now, last but not the least, our last speaker is Ifam Rashid, who will be performing a Casablanca poem.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Ifam Rashid, and today I will be reciting the poem Casablanca by Felicia Hemings, a story about the loyalty of a boy towards his perishing father. The boy stood on the burning deck, once all but he had fled. The flames that lit the battle's wreck shone round him over the dead. Yet beautiful and bright he stood, as born to rule the storm, a creature of heroic blood, a proud to childlike form. The flames rolled on, he would not go without his father's word. That father, faint in death below, his voice no longer heard. He called aloud, "Say, father, say, if I may yet be done." He knew not that the chieftain lay unconscious of his son. "Speak, father," once again he cried, "if I may yet be gone." But the booming shots replied, and the fast flames rolled on. Upon his brow he felt their breath, and in his waving hair, while o'er him fast through sail and shroud the wreathing fires made way. They wrapped the ship in splendor wild, they caught the flag on high, and streamed above the gallant child like banners in the sky. There came a burst of thunder sound. The boy, oh, where was he? Ask of the winds that far around, with fragments in the sky, with mast and helm and pennon fair, that well had borne their part. But the noblest thing that perished there was the young, faithful heart.
That was so well done, Ifam. This wraps the end of our first episode for Red and Black. Thank you all for attending, and we're so proud of all the performers for doing so well. Thank you to all the participants, and especially our lively audience for being such a fun crowd. I hope we have the same enthusiastic response in the future.
Now, I would like to call upon Ms. Fariha for a closing remark.
When I just came in and I just said that you should actually come and listen to how they are actually speaking. And when I came in, I just saw the last the girl that was performing. And I could actually see such strong performances, especially Macbeth and the last one. And I could actually see the way that you're speaking. This is a very good exposure, and I believe that you should keep on doing it. And in fact, your coach had done such a good job of taking a soliloquy from Hamlet. And I was actually expecting that you would actually do that, to be or not to be, that you were about to start with to be or not to be.
Is there so this?
I don't know, I was expecting that, yeah. But I think that this is a very fine, I think this is a very, this initiative that has been taken. I don't know who has actually taken it, okay? The society is something that we badly need. And this kind of reading and exposure to literature, this is something that is really good, and I would really appreciate all of you have done very well. I came late, but the way you have spoken, the pronunciation, the way you have said it, I think I will take part in the next session. Okay. Yeah, I was actually अगर class नहीं होती तो I would have shared Keats or some poet. So inshallah we'll be like, I would love to be part of this. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Fariha. Furthermore, please give a huge round of applause for our mentors, Ms. Salah and Sir Nayel, for making this event possible. That concludes episode 1 of Red and Black. This is Ali Ghazi and Mustaqshira signing off.